Look, it's all good.
Hey, we had to say a lot of words to say a little to say, yeah, that ain't us. Not us, Chief.
But that's all good. But I know who we are, and it's not this screen right now. It is this one, because it's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for October 19th, 2023. I am one of your hosts, Marcus Major Lennox Summers. I'm joined this week, and every week by Kevy Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? In the building. What's good?
And of course, we're joined this week
with more meatballs.
The chef is cooking up facts to deliver to you on nice little plates.
Yep.
It's Cynthia in the building.
Cooking up.
Entering apparently right at the right time. So tonight we have ramen.
Hey, ooh. I love it.
So how are y'all feeling post episode 100?
Oh, good.
Enjoying the fall weather and the state fair.
Yeah, no one enjoys the state fair. I'm sorry. I feel like these are all lies being told to justify why they do this every year. I am a firm believer that nobody is in fact enjoying the state fair.
I'm okay. So what we have just learned, chat, is that I, being of sound body and mind, as the East Coast merge, am a fifth dimensional theoretical physics particle that only exists if you are observing me at any point in time.
Yep.
Otherwise, I am not real, and because I was not being perceived by Major, that's why he's saying this foolishness.
Because I am not observing the state fair. As far as I'm concerned, it is just a cesspool of things that I do not want to be associated with.
Anyway, I went over here and I had fried Oreos. I got on a Ferris wheel with someone who is really scared of heights and watched the fireworks. It was a fun time.
Nice.
See, that is what ended my tolerance of the state fair. Fried Oreos. My wife tried to introduce me to fried Oreos because she knows I love Oreos. So if you love Oreos, you'll love these. I said, no, this is a holy abomination to the snack food that is Oreo, to the amazing cookie that is Oreo. Get this out of my face.
Spoiler alert, Major does not necessarily like this, but it's also a very enjoyable thing if you like fried sweet things.
Yeah,
if you like funnel cake, you will probably like fried Oreos.
I mean, I like a beignet. I don't.
You wouldn't want an Oreo. You wouldn't want an Oreo flavored beignet.
No. I just want a regular beignet.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Ooh.
I got you, Kevin. I got extra tickets for rides and stuff at the park too.
I don't actively champion going further south than Garner, North Carolina, but
I went to
the farthest. I would say Charlotte. I don't say I want to go any further south than Charlotte.
Now,
I will go to Louisiana to go get an authentic beignet.
Now, the state fair where I'm at is Perry, Georgia, and when I tell you, that was some good stuff over there. Good cotton candy, good corn dogs. I ain't even a corn dog person, but them corn dogs kind of slap though. Like
they had all kinds of all kinds of just like very normal like carnival food. So they had like corn dogs and they had like roasted corn and all this other stuff. But I spent most of the time just walking the park because I got a ticket to ride one really big Ferris wheel and I wanted to ride the Ferris wheel.
Post, please don't unsubscribe. Thank you for that sub that you gave earlier this evening.
I also enjoyed that whole time being like either very far away from people because I was eating, or just being messed up and looking around for things.
That sounds like fun. Yes, Lucid, the fair in Perry is indeed legit. It's so good.
So for everyone's enjoyment, this was my very first state fair. A friend of mine who was born here but lives in New York was just like, you have to go. Last year I couldn't go, and he made me promise I would go no matter what this year. So I went and put it on my calendar to make sure that the first time I had a free evening I would go, and that was yesterday evening. And I took pictures and video for them and sent, and they're just like, I'm gonna have to go here with you next year because this makes me homesick.
Oh.
For me, it would just make me sick.
But I ran into, there were also tractors, chickens, like ducks and geese, and places that people like compete by building things. Lots of, like, it's one of those, hey, here is all the agriculture in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like right there near NC State's agricultural department, and I don't know the exact history, but normally I'm going there at night. When I was going there when I was younger, it was nighttime because we had to wait till my parents get off from work. So I never really got to see or actually understand what was at around near the state fair. But recently I was driving someone from there, back when I had a tire to do Uber with. I was driving someone from their apartment to the agriculture department. And that's when I noticed, one, that the state fair was like a week or two away. And two, like, oh shit, like this is really close to where the fair is. Oh, I get it now. I get all of this. Yeah. Did he still do discount tickets? Yeah, I have no clue. Maybe Sin could answer that question if they're still doing discount tickets if you go during work hours. Okay, and we got that answer in the chat.
Yep, I saw that question, so I was going to like address that over there.
So going to the state fair in Perry was totally worth it. Worth the 2 hours and a car on the way back to Atlanta after eating fried fair food.
I know that Lynx got home and passed the entire fuck out. Absolutely did.
The itis was strong that day.
They had a KO screen and everything.
Yeah, just no. I'll pass. Each and every time I will pass.
So here's the thing. What we're going to have is we're going to have daytime stuff for Major so he can see the cool agricultural stuff, and then nighttime for me and Kevin so we can get all the sweet stuff and ride all the rides. High five.
I don't even want to be there during the day.
Yep.
I just don't want to be there during the day.
So Major's going to hang around in town doing whatever he is, and we'll let him know when we need to be picked up. Okay, thanks.
So Uber.
I mean, you'll probably be working that day because even if you don't want to go to the fair, other people do and will probably inform you of such.
What really sucks is the fact that like my tire got a hole in it, so I've not been working for the past 2 weeks. Well, last week because of the tire and because my wife was home with COVID, and I did not want to pass that around to everybody else, and two, my wife was home sick with COVID. I should probably take care of her. But this week, I just got the money to replace the tire, getting it replaced Saturday, but because of they have to ship the tire to Walmart and they have to schedule an appointment, I'm out of work this week too. So yeah, it's been kind of sucks. Why did you choose to get a hole in your tire? I didn't choose to. It appeared, it manifested.
I would also like to know why you made this choice. I feel like there was a dialogue option where you didn't have to do that and you didn't pick it.
I mean, I feel like the dialogue choice was, should I drive for Uber months ago? And this is where this quest line finally paid off, to where it's like, because you chose Uber, you got a hole in your tire.
Okay. So I guess that's all the mundane things. So
yeah.
What do we got on the docket for the week?
So this week I got all of my news from one website, tech related. You know it's not a Tech Talk Thursdays without Twitter Talk, because Musk be muskin'. Some things going on with Microsoft. And a device that was announced that I wish I had so I could actually write out these intros ahead of time. So let's get into it, starting off with the tech news. And whoa, for the first time ever, we're starting out with some Ubuntu news. Ubuntu 23.10 was released last week, but then immediately pulled back when some folks who were installing the OS in Ukrainian noticed that somebody was saying some very nasty things about them. Apparently, just before the OS was, the newest version of the OS was released, some insulting Ukrainian translations appeared in the OS installer. Once it was pointed out, the OS was brought down to fix, and then not too long after that, once everything was kind of patched up, they re-released Ubuntu 23.10. So it's like a week late, but happy. It was a belated happy Ubuntu Day to those who celebrate. You now have Ubuntu 23.10. I don't think I wrote the name of the name of the like the little code name for it.
I am just why, you know, like it's just one of those. But what is the reason?
But why? But why?
That's my whole commentary on this article. What was the reason?
But
what
why?
was the reason on the person who did that? Although I will say, you know, like, good job on Ubuntu with being like, oh, absolutely not pulling it and then making sure to correct that before republishing it. But just find something else to do.
I mean, it goes to say, it goes out to where if it wasn't Ubuntu and notice it in the code, like a lot of folks who go into the source who can see it and say, okay, yeah, this is exactly where it happened. We know exactly who did it, because when you push that commit, it's got your fucking name on it.
I hope they get clapped up. I really do.
I really do too. But like, I mean, it's a thing where a lot of people might see this as a disadvantage or like a knock against open source software, because anybody can do anything. Anybody can implement malicious things into the code. But it's also that argument of, yeah, when somebody does that, because it is also open source, it is also being version controlled, we can also see who did it, clap them up, and fix the problem.
And this is the thing, you know, just as an aside, but I promise it's related to this. A lot of times when Major and I get into discussions about like software, new things coming out or whatever, one of the most common exchanges that we have is, okay, so how are we going to prevent bad actors from doing things? And he's just like, hey, listen, you cannot live in fear of these people doing the things that they do. You know, like, we should have cool things. And generally speaking, I am like in the middle about it, but this is a really good example of a system where things are open for people to do things, but it forces accountability immediately, because you can't, if you're going to be anonymous about it, it's one of, even if you were trying to be anonymous, it'll be things like, it's this person with this IP address, banned. That person with that username, gone, open. We can see exactly what you did. It's in green lines. We can see what you removed. It's in red lines. Like, just the accountability that's built into it, like, makes me very comfortable in a way that, generally speaking, I'm not when it comes to this stuff. So go open source software, and like the tools that we use to work with it for version control that make people have to think twice or thrice about doing the shit, or at least if they do, everybody can immediately go, oh, that's you fucking up over there. Okay, cool. The hands will now be directed here. Mm-hmm. We don't have to guess. We don't have to play games. We don't have to call a private detective. It's great.
So yeah, good on Canonical. Good on the community for figuring out fixing it and getting it out, because I know a lot of people probably were expecting a new update for Ubuntu, fix some issues. So yeah, good on them for fixing that for everybody else. Hey, remember when boy, this is what you get for using a PNG with a transparent background. Bandcamp disappears. Remember when Epic had that huge layoff last month? And they were saying, hey, we're going to sell off Bandcamp? That other shoe dropped this week. So just before the sale, nearly half of Bandcamp's employees have been cut. Now, see, here's the thing I failed to include in the article, but I learned a couple of days later.
I was about to say, we're here.
Everybody who was a part of that union, even after having meetings with the like the very important people at SongTrader, which is the company buying Bandcamp, they were all let go. Now I'll say that, but let's get into the meat and potatoes here. So yeah, Bandcamp is being sold from Epic Games to SongTrader. Epic said, hey, we're releasing 830 people. We're selling Bandcamp. Half of you will go to the new company. Some of you will be dispersed elsewhere. The rest of you will be offered severance, which is shitty all in of itself. But so it's now been confirmed. Everybody who was moving on to SongTrader has already been notified, which means that the other half is now being let go. Which again, this is only happening because apparently the money people at Epic Games was too busy playing Fortnite or Rocket League or something. I don't know, because nobody was paying attention to the amount of money Epic was spending up until like a week ago. Like, oh shit, we're running out of money. We bought too much shit. Because also I did not know until I was writing this article that Bandcamp has not been owned by Epic for a year. Before they're like, oh no, maybe we shouldn't have bought this. I'm sorry, companies should not have fucking buyer's remorse. Tim Sweeney, for all the good you may be doing, how about you take a fucking cut in your pay?
A word.
But yeah, so again, to bring this all back, included with, like I mentioned before, included with the people who got severance packages were those who had unionized Bandcamp because they saw the writing on the wall. Say, hey, we should form a union. They formed a union. Epic, I guess, accepted it because they've been vibing for a minute. But yeah, when it came to SongTrader, I think at the time when I wrote this article, they were saying like, hey, we don't know if the union folks are a part of the severance package folks. Then yeah, like a day later, it was revealed that yep, all the union members gone. And SongTrader was like, oh no, we did not have access to any of that information. We did not know. We just looked at all the positions. Some of them seem redundant, and we've just cut all the redundant roles based off of the information we had. It was not based off of the fact that these folks were in a union.
Now, just a quick question in chat, right? I'm gonna actually add a poll here. We're gonna see what is. Hold on, let me see if this works.
Also, I just want to point out why he's looking for that. If you are reading articles on DC Analyst, know that I did know that I did try to be impartial, but I couldn't be.
I feel like, to be fair, and this is something that I feel like people need to learn in our current time, being impartial only makes sense when we're talking about neutral things.
Yeah, I had feelings.
So yeah, there's a poll up for whether or not we believe Song Trader. Feel free to put that in there. Also, Major, because you were mentioning that, I just happened to have a glance, about the thing. It said that the Song Trader CEO, when questioned about this, said they had listened. They didn't know who the people were. But there's a side B to that tape.
What?
Now, do you know about the side B?
No, I don't. Or I might, but I don't know what your side B is. So,
there was a whole calendar invite.
Oh yeah, like they met.
No. Like, it was that, but it was one of those things, like, not just that they met. Just for the clarity, there was a big receipt left here, because it wasn't just like, oh, like he said he wasn't there, but he was there. There was an open calendar invite that someone took a screenshot of the attendees, and dude's name was on it with a yes RSVP. Like, my guy, you tried to lie. The calendar invite was right there. Like, you're like, here's the Zoom link was also here. What do you mean? Just in front of God and everybody.
Yeah. Pulse, I have bought music from Bandcamp, but it's been a minute. Apparently, I'm the only one who had a thought on the poll. But no, I do not believe Song Trader. Not at all. Not at all. Moving on. Speaking of corporations doing terrible things, this Microsoft company decided they wanted to lay off 600 people from their little social networking site, LinkedIn. Which, as people have noted, the joke is too easy. But despite Microsoft saying, hey, we grew quarter after quarter, year over year, we just ain't got the money to pay these people. So yeah. Just no, we can't afford you. The company used the position of restructuring to justify the cuts. Quote, while we were adapting our organizational structures and streamlining our decision making, we are continuing to invest in strategic priorities for our future and to ensure we continue to deliver value for our members and customers. We are committed to providing our full support to all impacted employees during this transition and ensuring that they are treated with care and respect.
I feel like injecting people into this job market isn't doing either of those things. It's not helping you accomplish those goals. Just saying, just putting it out there. That's the thought.
For added context, earlier in May, LinkedIn had laid off 716 and closed their app in China. Microsoft, for its part, laid off.
That line reads weird to me. But continue.
I mean, I also wrote it, so I mean, what beef you got with my line? I'm taking personal umbrage.
No, I mean, you can take that all the way to the bank and cash it. But what I will say is, you just closed like all of your China offices. For what reason?
Well, they just closed an app. They may not have been in China.
Also, like, what was the point of making things inaccessible to Chinese people specifically?
I mean, maybe just the translation, making sure it complied with Chinese regulations. See, Merge, that's the joke I was not trying to make.
See, the thing is, right? I feel like you're like the things that you're saying would make sense if they didn't already have them, you know? But, you know.
Microsoft, for its part, laid off around 10,000 people in the first few months of 2023. And they just finished their acquisition of Activision Blizzard. That's right. This happened after that acquisition. So yeah, like No Post said, ABK is expensive. It's all to point out that according to Microsoft, LinkedIn saw earnings growth by 5% year over year, and their membership growth accelerated for 8 straight quarters in a row. So again, in the further enshittifying of our reality, we grow, so we must make cuts.
Mm-hmm. As we grow, so must we cut.
Which I'm going to skip. I'm going to save Twitter for the end here. I'm going to skip it to keep up with this theme of we grow, so we must make cuts. Netflix decided you aren't paying enough again. During their quarterly or earnings results, Netflix announced that they were on course to still make a bunch of money. We just gonna make money, guys. Like, let's face it, let's go. We gonna make that money. Naturally, this means they want more of yours as a result. And also the same report, Netflix announced that they will be raising the price of their basic plan to $11.99, which was previously $9.99. And their premium plan to $23.99, previously $19.99. Luckily, if you're paying for ads, your prices will stay the same at $6.99. And it's not just the US, because France and the UK are going through it as well. They're also getting price increases. Also, I want to point out that they got rid of that basic plan, so nobody new can even subscribe to it. So it's like pretty much everybody who's holding on, who's been grandfathered in the basic, it's like, yeah, we're going to make it more expensive to where you want to leave. Netflix said in their letter to shareholders, quote, as we deliver more value to our customers, we occasionally ask them to pay a bit more. Our starting price is extremely competitive with other streamers, and at $6.99 per month in the US, for example, it's much less than the average price of a single movie ticket.
Raise your hands if you have Netflix. Let me ask you, what additional value are they providing to you with all that, with that price increase? I would like to know.
Not much. Like, not much.
Is everything like only in 4K at that tier? Are they sending you a random gift every month? Are they giving you free swag? Do you get discounted movie or concert tickets?
I keep forgetting they have game streaming, because I'm like, because I think it's really just only on the apps. Because when I watch Netflix, I only watch Netflix on like my Google TV or web, but I rarely do. I don't really think about that. I think maybe one time I was on my iPad and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch some The Batman while I fold these socks, and then it was just kind of like, oh, you got games. Well, I got Apple Arcade, so that doesn't mean. So okay, it is what it is. But yeah,
Yo, don't forget they bought the Oxenfree devs.
Yeah. So
God, take me back to the days of GameFly.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm just on Netflix for like the few shows that I actually do watch, and like the Odd Power Ranger and like Great British Bake Off and Great British Bake Show, and you know, it's not really that much outside of that, and the few Netflix originals that I have not seen yet. But yeah, you know, I'm in a good place where I can somewhat afford that. But if it was like at some point, I'm gonna have to be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna let that go. If I gotta let a streaming go, Netflix is gonna be the first one on the chopping block because, yeah, that's just fucking ridiculous. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. Because you know,
like I want to point out, I want to point out, like I mentioned here, said the issue with the statement is when I go to a movie theater, the more ads I have to sit through, the most ads I have to sit through are the weird ones, or the weird ads before the lights dim in the movie theater, or in the movie theater, and the movie trailers before the actual movie.
And Nicole Kidman.
And the who?
Nicole Kidman.
Why am I paying Nicole Kidman?
No, weird trailers and Nicole Kidman before the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, Nicole Kidman is before trailers now, or before movies?
Oh yeah, she does that like thing, like, you know, with going to the theater is back because of the pandemic, and so she's kind of like, yeah.
I must have missed that one. This must have come out recently.
Her ad is weird. Hold on, see if I can find that ad. Hold on.
Also, if you aren't lining your pockets with more of my money and actually paying your writers, which luckily you now are, and your actors, which you actively aren't, maybe I wouldn't mind an increase. And then, speaking of the actors, this is also in addition. Well, they kind of added more context to this. The Wall Street Journal earlier reported that Netflix was going to raise subscription costs once the actor strike was over, but Netflix couldn't wait, apparently. And I feel like they're going to use that to sit there and say, you know, oh, because the actors and the writers wanted more money, we had to charge you more. So thank them for more expensive plans.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that's the propaganda machine, I feel. Because at this point, it's just like they knew that public sentiment was all the way out here, like, nah, we're not about to have you out here. We're not about to have you out here looking foolish and all this other stuff. So if you are on strike, we're not going to watch the things. We're not going to go to the movies. We're not going to hype about it on social media or our streams or any of that other stuff. And we're also going to check our friends if they do. They did all of that, only to then say, well, now it's the actor's fault that we have to retaliate like this. If someone doesn't drag them immediately, drag them straight to hell.
It's like I've heard this term before, but used for something else. I think it was collective punishment. Can't be that.
Interesting.
Can't be that though. Now it's time for Tech Twitter Talk, or Tech Twitter Thursdays. Twitter Talk Thursday. I don't know what we're calling this segment. Mm-hmm. But yes, Twitter is now in the zeitgeist yet again. Muskie Musk wants to charge you $1 a year to use Twitter.
Father God, I pray for us right now, bound in the shackles of Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm. Woo, and it is musky.
Mm-hmm. It is just full of musk.
Hold on, let's look at this article.
And I write, I love saying that. And I write, it always costs to be a human, and Elon Musk wants to make sure it does if you choose to use the social platform. If you live in New Zealand or the Philippines, you'll need to hand over $1 a year just to be able to use the basic features of Twitter.
Not him charging the Philippines. I hate to say it.
The description is part of the, quote, not a bot program. According to a post on Twitter's Help Center, it will, quote, bolster our already significant efforts to reduce spam manipulation of our platform and bot activity, end quote. To which I'm like, if you have to charge people money to bolster something, I don't think your efforts are that significant.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
You bet.
I don't know if this is luckily or unluckily, but this policy is only for new users or new web users in New Zealand and the Philippines.
Also, we all grandfathered in, bet.
Hold on for a moment.
Ooh, not merge. Relax.
Wow, merge.
Relax.
Merge.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know, but
it was. Relax.
In New Zealand, because what? They got COVID-19 under control really quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
suspiciously quickly. It was like everybody did what they were supposed to do, and like
it's like, imagine a country doing exactly what the fuck it was supposed to do, and it actually did make a difference. Could not relate.
Still can't.
Still can't.
But yes, so it's tied to only new web users. So yes, everybody else is basically grandfathered in, because what gets rid of bots quicker than not worrying about the bots that are already there? We're just going to stop the new ones. And oh wait, $1 a year with a credit,
with a stolen credit card? Bet.
Can I just... Hey, bring the camera closer.
Oh, SynCam? Got it. There you go.
So we're paying $1 for verification on the platform?
Saying it gets worse though.
No, wait. Because if I heard that people were on the platform getting verified for $1, I would be upset that I'm paying $13 right now.
Why are you paying $13?
Who, me? Hell to the absolute no.
Oh, you're talking about those who did pay $13.
The people with Twitter Blue accounts. If someone is getting verified for the platform to be able to do those things,
it's not for the blue check.
It's
not for the blue check.
I mean, it's not for the blue check, but it's basically the exact same thing. If you're paying all of this money just to be able to exist, you're paying money to exist on the platform. If we're doing all of that, I would be the person with like $13 being like, how did they get that for $1 if I had to pay for 13 and start a riot right there?
But they don't get the blue check for $1.
Major, hey, come here. Like you specifically, come closer to the camera. I want you to listen carefully. If people cared about the truth on that platform, where would we be right now?
I see what you did there.
That's a good point.
I see what you did there.
But see, they're paying for the status symbol. Look, I mean, look, that's like saying like, oh wait, you can get a smartphone for less than my like $1,100 iPhone, but then I see it's a track phone Android device.
Android device, but here's the thing. I might be aware of that, but the other people who heard me say that don't know that and will not look it up. And that's the point. I would be like, I know I'm not paying $13 when other people are paying $1 to verify themselves on this platform, because that's what they said. They put the word verification on this page, not me.
See, this is why I wish I had the little bullhorn like you got, like the little megaphone sound effect. Say, hey, it's not the same thing, but I see what you're saying. We here.
But also,
wait, hold on. Time to highlight the one thing that I always highlight. You've tuned in the status where I'm playing gay.
Also,
you tuned in the status where I'm playing game. I
feel like it's important to also take a look at these maps and see if, because I have to wonder something. Are these places where people are using social media platforms to pay for the internet?
I imagine New Zealand, not so much. The Philippines, maybe, but New Zealand, that's just like baby Australia.
That's like all New Zealand is like Australian with better land, with green in it,
without the dangerous animals.
Mm-hmm. That actually looks like Middle Earth.
Because that's where it was filmed.
Yes, and that's why it looks great.
New Zealand is the country that occasionally gets forgotten from maps.
Mm-hmm. It's like
I learned that from an episode of Bluey.
Mm-hmm. It's all funny. I'm telling you. The way I want to go to Hobbiton so bad. Oh.
But again, the $1 verification isn't the worst part for me.
Nah.
It's the fact that you are giving them your phone number.
Yeah.
You're giving them a phone number to verify. So, of course, giving a company who was being very, very suspect since about this time last year. As a matter of fact, we're coming close up on an anniversary on that one. Giving a very, very suspect company not only my credit card information, but my fucking phone number. And not only that, there are people who are paying, yes, $13 a month, and they're probably handing over government IDs to get verified. The fact that LinkedIn keeps asking me, hey, you should get verified. I looked into this. You want what? My drop? Oh, fuck you. Microsoft, get the hell up out of here. You lucky you got my email address.
Either that or Google Voices us so they start costing people a whole lot more money.
Well, actually, because those verification services don't work with Google Voice numbers. Because that's how a lot of people were trying to get around the Twitch one. Yeah, Google Voice numbers are notorious for not working. So yeah, this Not About program is set up to, you know, keep new bots from showing up. But again, it's not really hard to just put a credit card on file, pay $1, and get your bot to show up. Maybe it was not a good idea to alienate or fire the good people who worked at your company. It's almost like you did that somewhere before, and now the latest vehicle you're about to start delivering looks like shit. And you even admit the process to make that vehicle was absolute hell. Like when you announced it, you threw a baseball at it. You tried to hit it with a bat and both of the glasses shattered. Out here looking like a SNES trying to present itself as a PS5. Damn textures, the damn polygons ain't even load in. Look like fucking Redfall and damn Jedi Survivor. I walk up real close and it still look like a hexagram before it turns into a rock or some shit, before it turns into the Millennium Falcon or some shit. Looking like you sitting there trying to play Cyberpunk on a 970. And a Core 2 Duo. Afraid that truck's gonna blow up on me if I ever took delivery. Truck's in a constant state of compiling shaders. You turn that motherfucker on, that's what the screen says. I'm sorry. I'm ripping too much into the Cybertruck. I'm sure it'll be a great truck.
Okay, so we got one more thing, I do believe.
Yes. In a move that I'm pretty sure the EU was like, okay, sure. And then according to Mastodon, other people wish he would do it here too. To skirt responsibility, Musk threatens to remove Twitter from the EU.
Do it.
The European Union said, hey, we need you to sit there and fact check your mis and disinformation on your platform about this Israeli Hamas thing or this Israeli Palestine thing. Musk, who is becoming increasingly frustrated because people are trying to hold him accountable for this $44 billion disaster he has on his hands. And that's not how much it's worth now, just how much he paid for it. Twitter has lost more value percentage-wise than any car has off the lot, even his Cybertruck. But yes, Musk is like, you know what? What if I just blocked access to Twitter from the European Union? Then they don't have to worry about what's on the platform. To which I'm pretty sure any sane person will be like, well, just do it here too. We also care about your misinformation and your disinformation on your platform. Maybe you should fix it. Oh no, you're gonna take it from us too? Darn. Well, that was a good ride, I guess.
Oh, gee.
What's wild is that he feels like they're not already pulling up receipts on the stuff that he's already done and about to hit him with that. Well, before you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time for you to pay us. What's your buddy?
Let me hit you with that draw 4 of justice. Like, banana.
Like, you know, like since you're gonna act a fool and you decided that you're going to leave the platform, since you're already in the checkout line, your total for today is.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ruin, for that sub. Oh, they went and banned Twitter in the US. Damn.
Also,
what we did.
Disrespectfully, and I do mean with all due respect, which is none.
Mm-hmm.
Elon, how is that a threat to anyone? No one, like who is that a threat to?
Because he wants to turn his users against the government.
Well, here's the thing, Major, right? The threat of my presence not being somewhere has to mean someone wants me to be there in the first place.
I mean, but what will all of those Twitter influencers do?
I'm ready for them to start storming the offices. I would love to see those influencers be like, all right, now hold on, y'all, because Elon done came from my bag. We have to fight about it.
All those people who paid all those euros to get the blue check mark. And then all of a sudden the whole site vanishes?
I bet they're about to get hit with a whole set of lawyer terms and terms and conditions when they go, you need to run me my money for that subscription. Then they're just like, no, we don't.
How about Uno Reverse?
Because that's also a question. Do those people get their money back? B, if they don't get their money back, does Twitter give them the chance to cancel their account before they leave? Because I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be if he didn't.
Yeah, because he doesn't give a grace period. He just shuts it off. So it's not like you can go and cancel it because, oh no, Twitter.com does not resolve anymore in the EU.
Correct.
Merge. Stop it.
What Merge talking about?
If only we had some place that champion truth in social media, that'd be a good place to go.
If only we had what?
If only we had some place that champion truth in social media, that'd be a good place to go.
Where is this place? Who knows?
Surprising, I found out that it is not necessarily on the Fediverse, but it does use some similar tools. It's not federated, but oh boy.
I think that's all the things for the tech section.
I feel it was something else I wanted to say, but I don't remember what it was. But it's okay. Just a quick shout out before we move over to the gaming section. I do recommend that, hey, if you're looking for tech gaming news and more, I do recommend that you check out DCAnalyst.net. That's right, the new site of Desk Chair Analyst, where we bring you the latest and greatest tech, gaming, streaming news, and some podcast stuff. I switched it. It used to be deals here, but I switched it to the podcast now because there wasn't enough deals to talk about. So I took it out. Also, podcasts weren't really showing up properly. So until I fixed it, I just put it here. But yeah, you can check out what's been covered on the show and much, much more here at DCAnalyst.net. On the gaming news, and man, this news happened really quickly because apparently they were not waiting on anybody else once the UK finished their deal. Microsoft has officially purchased Activision Blizzard King for $68.7 billion. It is done.
Cash money.
And they were sitting on this trailer for a very long time.
I mean, if that's the case, I need them to fire old boy.
I have some news about that while we're watching this trailer here. CEO, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick will at least be staying on to the end of 2023.
Still too long.
Very much.
Need to get my man all the way up out of that mug. Yes, did it.
So that's right, bringing you classics like World of Warcraft, Psychonauts, Call of Duty,
Yep.
Crash Bandicoot.
Right.
I believe that was Sekiro, Overwatch 2, Candy Crush.
You know the best thing about the Activision Blizzard acquisition to me, and I think I might have mentioned it before, but the best thing about it is that
we can stop hearing about it.
Well, that part, but they're going to BattleNet's going to be gone, and in its place, we can finally get games on Steam.
Will it though?
I think so. No, I think so.
Because remember, Bethesda Net still exists.
But see, that's Bethesda Net. It is what it is. But I'm talking about because Microsoft games are on Steam. Halo Infinite's on Steam. Grounded's on Steam. You know, Outer Worlds are on Steam. You can play those games on Steam.
I mean, so is Redfall.
Redfall's on Steam. Bad, you know, for good or bad, bad or ill, it's on Steam. You know, Microsoft can easily go through the whole it's on the Windows Store and it is what it is. But it didn't. So they allowed that on Steam. And so we're starting to see more games on Steam, like see Overwatch 2 on Steam. Diablo 4
showed up on Steam, but rather late.
Rather late, yeah, but it's on Steam. So I'm assuming that more games will be fundamentally on Steam.
Well, yeah. That's the whole thing. I mean, I think we're still waiting on a lot more of Microsoft stuff to show up, but I feel like they'll be showing up on Steam. At this point, further, we'll get Microsoft titles.
Right.
Bethesda was already there. ABK is starting to roll there, except for Call of Duty. Call of Duty's always been on Steam.
Yeah.
I think more of the ABK stuff being on Steam is a result of this deal. I still don't think that it's going to be an immediate disappearance of BattleNet, that back end. I think that's still going to be there for a while.
Right.
It's what I would be interested in seeing though is any new games that require online connectivity that use BattleNet before.
Right.
Will it require it?
Or at least be relegated to account linking, or account linking and
well, I just don't want my whole thing is I don't want to have to deal with having to log into a third-party client when launching things from Steam.
That part. Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either.
Like download, like that's why I keep mentioning Redfall. Like while Redfall wasn't on the Bethesda Net launcher,
right?
It was still a thing of I had to have a Bethesda Net account to play Redfall, which in and of itself was like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Right. We had to have that. We had to have that for Microsoft, and it was like, but why though? Like,
I mean, but then we also look at Street Fighter 6 and be like, why do I need a Capcom ID to play a fighting game? No, please stop this.
Now,
but I guess that might be cross. I think actually, you know what? That's probably crossplay.
Now it's for the now if it's for the express thing of crossplay, I'm fine with that. Crossplay, I'm okay with that.
There has to be I think Unreal may have a better solution. I don't know. Because I don't think I have to log into Epic like Fortnite on Epic on my console to play with my friends on PC. I don't think I have to. But yeah, this is a fucking mess. I guess, yeah. Look, we want to crossplay. Maybe we just weren't ready for it. Because it seems like it's fucking nuts now that we have it.
It's like crossplay is all like, yay, crossplay. But actually, you're gonna have to log into these different accounts.
It's like,
it's kind of like, damn, that's not what I wanted, but fine.
Like buying all these streaming services is like, yes, I don't have to pay for cable, but now I have 20 streaming services and it costs more than cable.
It costs more than cable, but and it goes up. But the problem is,
but I'm free from cable though.
But it's like you're free from cable because if cable then decides to be like, you know what? I'm mad. I'm like when ABC is like, you know what? I'm mad at Comcast. No ABC until you get it right. And it's like, what? Huh? What? But I want ABC though. I want to watch Abbott Elementary. Why can't I do that? Nope. We got beef. We got chicken and shrimp. No. And I'm like, yeah. For that was for a while when we had cable. We still had cable, and Fox and ABC had beef. With AT&T, and they were like, nah, you can't watch none of your shows. Well, I'll just watch them on Hulu. So I ended up just watching them on Hulu. So I'm like, yep, I'll just watch them on Hulu. But okay.
Yeah, like Merge says, they bought a big studio. Quote, see, we aren't locking down the gaming industry. As a matter of fact, look, the Switch is going to get Call of Duty next year. Come on, guys.
It's going to get Call of Duty.
I knew there was something else I wanted to say, and I'm glad I remember. If you were wondering when we will see these games in Game Pass, Activision said it first, and then Uncle Phil confirmed it on the latest episode of the Xbox podcast. We will not be seeing these games on Game Pass until 2024 at the earliest because this deal took so long.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I believe that's a big load of bullshit.
Yes.
Well, no, I take it back because it wasn't a technical issue. It's the fact that now that they've completed it, there's still a lot of shit that they have to do behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So still a lot of legal shit they got to deal with. So that I forgot like that. I was thinking it was bullshit until, I mean, granted, it is a executive telling me why. I've been known to question authority.
So already I'm like, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but still.
I mean, it is Uncle Phil. He's not really known for lying to people like that. But then again, I don't know. But yeah. They said it's because of legal ramifications for the deal taking so long. So none of the games will appear in Game Pass until 2024 at the earliest. And somebody pointed out that an ABK game has never been on Game Pass. I was like, damn. They're fucking right. It hasn't. There hasn't been one.
No.
Damn. Okay. Well, all right. More Microsoft shakeups. Bobby made his stance on Game Pass. Well, now it doesn't matter. Oh, also, apparently the unions have been before I move on, also speaking of unions, the major, I think it was the CWA, did acknowledge that they were happy to see that the deal was done. So, I mean, from a consolidation standpoint, boo. But I guess when it comes to employees and I guess, working for a healthier company than, Bobby Kotick, or working for healthier executives and not Bobby Kotick, I guess employee relations are good. But remember, Microsoft's been laying off people too. So hopefully those jobs ain't going to get redundant. Also, I can't remember what Microsoft's stance was on them accepting Activision's unions. Like it was a raving QA. But I imagine they're not going to I imagine that they're going to recognize them. I haven't seen, nobody really wants to talk about unions from a management standpoint, but I don't see this being that much of an issue, but we'll see in the future. All right, enough about ABK. Let's talk about Microsoft's other acquisition, ZeniMax. Pete Hines, Bethesda's head of publishing, retires. He gave it all that they got, and he rose up to the
top.
He never stopped until today. Oh wait, that's another game. That's a soundtrack from another. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was told that was Grand Theft Auto 3. But yes, Pete Hines is retiring after ending on top. So Starfield is done. It was a fucking success. Get off my back. I'm out. Mm-hmm. Somebody else from Bethesda also quit, and he joined another studio with other ex-Bethesda folks. But I guess Pete Hines, for me anyway, was the bigger story.
I appreciate this because wasn't Pete Hines a feature in one of our earlier episodes for how he had to handle a situation?
There was Bethesda in general for the trans the trans employee who was let go.
Oh no, I think this. I'm trying to remember. It was about Starfield. It was specifically a story about someone being very upset that they didn't have access to Starfield.
Oh, Mr. Two-Time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Mr. Two-Time.
Yep.
Yes, that was a very positive interaction by our dear head of publishing at Bethesda, former head of publishing at Bethesda, Pete Hines. We say, yeah, fuck you, dog. I don't care. Be mad.
This is like, are you upset? Cool. Close up. Stay that way.
Ooh.
Said you're not trying to see me in these streets.
Yeah, so Pete Hines been at Bethesda for 24 years. Started as the senior VP of global marketing. Apparently did such a good job. He was promoted to Bethesda's head of publishing in 2022. So he was doing that job for just maybe a year. Says, quote, "This is certainly not goodbye by any means. My love of Bethesda and its people has never wavered, and I will never stop being part of this incredible community we have grown." Bethesda also made a comment on Twitter saying Pete's public presence was only a small part of his role at Bethesda, although the way he represented us carried over into the values he nurtured here: authenticity, integrity, and passion. His contributions have been integral in building Bethesda and its family of studios into the world-class organization that it is today. So, like to say, Pete, go catch a smile, buddy. Go catch a smile. I'm wondering how many people caught that. Go catch a smile. Thought it was beautiful. I miss him already. And of course, just so we can point out, like I said, the man left on top. And as we have stated before on this show, because we've had some developers come out talking out of their mouth about Game Pass. Now, granted, sure, Game Pass may not be the best deal in gaming like we thought it was. Redfall. But give Game Pass credit where it's due. It is not hurting developers. Maybe your game is just bad.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It's all right.
That's really okay.
But just let's not talk outside of your mouth about shit you don't know about, because you ain't gonna really like what we take. I tell you.
Mm-hmm. Game Pass put me on the games that I never thought I'd be able to get access to.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or just allow you to discover games you thought you'd never discover.
Mm-hmm. And Game Pass has been putting me on. I've been doing the whole Game Pass to Steam pipeline, and I'm telling you, I'm a fan of that. That's been good for me.
And apparently, it's been doing great for people too. Because again, Game Pass did not hold back Starfield from being the #1 selling game in September.
Mm-hmm. Coming for that #1 spot.
Just bodying the competition, beating out Mortal Kombat 1. Like I do want to point out that Starfield did come out on September 6th, while Mortal Kombat 1 did come out on September 19th, but Starfield was only limited to 2 platforms, the Xbox and the PC, while Mortal Kombat was on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and the Switch, for God knows why.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been on the Switch. I'm like, babe, my game in Christ, don't do that to yourself.
Not a game in Christ, Kevin.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a love-hate relationship with my Switch. I don't think every game should be on the Switch, unless you were a Nintendo game, or maybe a Doom game. Don't be on the Switch.
Now,
not Kevin said, my cartridge in Christ.
My cartridge in Christ. Don't do it.
A whole fool.
Now,
cannot with you.
I also want to, point out that these are games that sold in September. Units moved, which means Game Pass is not even included. So people like Merge count in these numbers. People like Kevin and I, not so much. So keep in mind, just for the 3 of us, it's 2 to 1. For every 1 person who bought the game, there were 2 people who played it on Game Pass.
Yep, we are. Yeah, and I am cozying my way through that game. And
this is an ESPN stat comparison. It's like you just plucked 2 numbers and made it work. What the fuck are we doing?
Like I'm telling you right now, I can't speak for Major, but for me, the only reason why I'm playing Starfield, is because it's on Game Pass. Had it not been on Game Pass, wouldn't even touched it. I'd probably waited till that joint was like $20.
I will say I wanted to play Starfield. I really did want to play Starfield. If it was not for my current situation, I might have bought it on Steam, especially with the Steam Deck. So I was like, all right, I can actually just play it natively on my Steam Deck and not have to mess around with my Xbox to try to play it on my Steam Deck. But because of my current situation, it's like, all right, well, I am subscribed to Game Pass. Starfield is here. This is where I will play it. But I have thought, and I've actually said on this show, that if I had $60-$70 laying around, I would have bought it on Steam and just played it over on Steam, just so I could have it on Steam, on my Steam Deck, and be done with it. Because my Xbox was being kind of funny at the time. Yes, Elden Ring is still here at number 18. Mario Kart 8 is 15.
Yep. Because it can't stop, won't stop.
People are still buying Jedi Survivor. Why? I thought Sea of Thieves was free to play.
I mean, it might as well be at this point.
Mortal Kombat 8, GTA 5, and Minecraft are the ones I expected to always be there. Oh, Mario Kart 8. Look, don't throw MK8. I'm going to read that a lot differently. Who's still buying Elden Ring that don't already got it? I mean, eventually I will probably buy it. I don't know.
I mean, some people, gotta wait for games. It happens.
Like here, I'm just keeping it like very real with people. I am one of those people that specifically just has a page in their bullet journal of, at some point you need to buy this game, but not before you finish that backlog, bitch. Finish what you already have over here. Finish what is on your plate.
Yeah, like I mean,
all 80 games of it before you go and buy Elden Ring. Because what are you gonna do with that? Play it for 2 hours and then not play it again for a year?
Yeah, hold on. Let me check my wish list. There it is, my wish list. I bet you Elden Ring is on this wish list.
Oh, let's do a wish list check. How big is your wish list? Mine,
I would have like maybe
surprisingly,
a game on it at the most.
Okay, surprisingly, Elden Ring is not on the wish list. Surprisingly, it's not. But the amount of games on my wish list doesn't give you a number.
Oh, it does.
It does. I see it now. 54. Look, I don't go wishlist every fucking indie game that comes out, though.
I mean, maybe you should, though.
But no.
There's some bangers. There's some bangers on.
There are.
I might have to whittle it down.
Okay, you know what? All right, fine. Let me see which. Because I'm not saying they're not bangers. I'm just saying every one of them.
No, see, here's the thing. Not every one of them, but you might have, like, let's say out of like a year, you might have like 100 releases, right? 100 releases out of a year. About, depending on where you are in your genre, some of them are horror, some of them are farming sims, some of them are roguelites. It is what it is. So you might, out of that 300, I have 306. I'm gonna say I have 306. Majority of them are like city builders, management games, tycoon games, and like just like odd, quirky takes on roguelite and RPGs. But I can tell you probably about a good maybe 100 are like farming sims, legit. So you might pull off 20, and then another year that might be 30 that time of the 100, or 40 another year. And sometimes that stuff clacks up. Sometimes because wishlisting games is also good on Steam because it also shows Steam, hey, oh shit, they actually care about this game, these type of games. Let me give it some air. Let me give it some distance. So oftentimes I'll wishlist it, come back to it, or I wishlist it, get a review key, or I wishlist it, and I'm like, I want to keep up with this game, whether or not I get a review key or not, and buy it on sale or whatever, or get it at 1.0 or whatever. Sometimes it allows me to keep up with games that I didn't know were on 1. That were in early access or in 1.0. So
I will say I have 3 indie games on this list.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have games and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna circle back on that one, or I've finished that game in this respect on Game Pass, but I still want to circle back when it's a little bit cheaper and supported on like Steam or something. Because I'm just scrolling down, I see Venba is on my wish list, but I've beaten that game. Or Fae Farm, and I own that game. So I might have to whittle some of these down, because I actually own a few
Look,
of
I
these.
have the best indie game ever, and it's Vampire Survivors, and that's all that matters.
I mean, it's a good game. I have played it. I have played it a while.
Listen, I have played it, but look, hear me out. They're better.
Yeah, it's good. Good.
But continue on with the story here. Starfield still has some ground to cover, because year to date it starts at number 7. Of course, the number 1 stunner on the list for 2023, Hogwarts Legacy. I did not expect to see that.
Still hanging in there.
I didn't expect it to be that fucking high on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I get there are Harry Potter fans, but motherfucker.
Let that one go.
Sin, you are muted.
I was saying, I'm pretty sure some of those purchases, some of them were people who bought it out of nostalgia, but some of those were also people who just bought it out of spite.
I feel like it's more on the spite.
Because
go ahead.
Because for the people who bought it, I don't know how you played that or saw other people play it and thought, oh, I should also do this.
I definitely see a lot of people doing that. It's oh wow, I'm a Potterhead. Like I given what's been going on with J.K. Rowling, I feel like enough. I have seen like just from the general zeitgeist of all of it, just from what I have consumed on social media, or just in the world, because I could even go out into meat space and still see this. Like I am friends with someone who throws who has like outdoor fairs and whatnot, and there are some that are themed after Harry Potter. To know that there are enough people who either don't know she has these views, and again, we've had that conversation about people who are not aware of a person's views, but still love the company or the medium for whatever reason. There are people who still love H.P. Lovecraft, even though that motherfucker is a problematic as shit.
Yes, to say the least.
Like again, we were talking about Elon Musk and people and the folks I met who enjoy Teslas, not because of the environment, because they go fast. So like even in that instance, like looking at J.K. Rowling versus the Harry Potter property, there are enough people who either do not care, do not know, or have divorced her far enough away from the works where it's like, okay, if she did not directly make the thing, we're cool. Like she was not over at the Warner Brothers games and develop any of this. She didn't write the story for this. This just takes place in Hogwarts. Harry Potter is not around. She's responsible for Harry Potter, whatever. He's not here. We can do whatever the fuck we want in Hogwarts. That's just someplace in England. Sounds like a book in the series Rowling versus the Harry Potter property. So like I feel like that's how it's being approached. Whereas like enough of the Potter fans like, no, we identify with the story because it meant something to our childhood. They're extrapolating some type like they see themselves in that universe. I mean, it's like how Five Nights at Freddy, people still love that shit, even though the creator was problematic as a motherfucker. I feel like the only time where that's not happened is with R. Kelly. No matter how many times we want to sing the song, because it's inspirational and sometimes you feel like you can fly in the sky, you think about who wrote that, who sung that song. So, yep, nope. Damn, we need another one. Ain't nobody watching the Cosby Show anymore.
Sure enough, not.
So I don't know, like maybe outside of our diaspora, it's different. Where it's like, nah, look, if you fucked up, all of your shit's done. But outside of it, yeah, like, she said some fucked up shit, but I mean, whatever she was doing with Harry Potter, she's not even doing that anymore. So
checks are being cashed though.
I mean, and there's that. And I know there was some talk about it. I don't know who is benefiting from the licensing from this game. Is it WB? Is WB withholding checks? I don't know. Like, it's a thing of like, I am not a Potterhead. I'm not interested in this game. I don't know who's doing what, but I am aware of the issues. And, you know, we'll always say like, look, I get there's a thing, but there are people who are going to do whatever they want to do. And I'm not going to be the person who's like shaming them from wanting to do that. I'm going to say, look, I'm not playing it. So, I mean, you do you, I guess. See, number 2, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Number 3, Madden NFL 24. Diablo 4 coming in at number 4. Cool. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the 2022 version, at number 5. And again, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is at number 6. There are people still buying that game. All right. Sure. All right, moving on to what's coming up on Game Pass. We've got Jusant, that's coming in October 31st. City Skylines 2 on October 24th, which it sounds like the developers are like, yeah, don't play this game right now. Don't do
it's
it.
like I'm gonna play it day one, see how rough it looks. We'll laugh, we'll cry. You know, we might crash, but we'll grow along the way. But yeah, I already know how games work in like 2023. I already know just the way, you know, let it cool out, let that air out a little bit.
I mean,
wait for them big patches.
I love how they come out and say, like, look, just maybe don't.
It might be a little rough. I just want to let you know, like, don't get your hopes up.
But look, these these shareholders, they want something out. So
yeah, yo. When I tell you, I made the mistake of like watching the IGN review for that on the low. And when I tell you, like, it did not hurt, but man, was it funny. Like, I mean, it did not even remotely like diminish my want to play it, but it was more like, yeah, I'm gonna need these guys to stop playing games that they don't understand. Like, I need y'all to get like I'm gonna need y'all to get the dudes that play these type of games to play these type of games, because the way they talked about 2 Point Campus cracks me up to this day. Like, y'all don't really understand how these games work. Y'all don't, but it's cool. Cause I'm like, who going to you? Who coming to y'all for 2 Point Campus? For City Lines? Who coming to y'all for Deadliest Dungeon 2?
Bless you, Sin.
God bless you. So that part kind of cracked me up, but gave it, and I don't know if I want to say what the score is. Y'all cool with the score?
I mean, we can look it up. Oh wait, yeah, I guess it's like we could look it up if we need to know.
Yeah.
Let's just put like, look, we can look it up if we need to know.
If we need to know, yeah. But it's like, it was kind of like, the review was kind of funny. Like, ooh, it's like somebody said in the replies, like, oh, I have to plan and analyze in a game where I have to plan and analyze where the buildings go. I have to actually build the cities, and it's hard, and there are no flat maps because terrain doesn't work like that. Nani? Yeah, It was funny to me. It was funny to me.
Also coming out this for the latter half of this month, Dead Space 2023. You know, the game that Callisto Protocol tried to be.
Failed miserably.
But of course, all I put for it was nope. Nope.
I think Matt McMuscles made a what happened about that game. We'll look that up.
Why do I need to wait on Skylines? According to Paradox Interactive, all right, so I'll just read what I wrote here. As you may or may not have known, the console versions of this game have been delayed into 2024, and Paradox Interactive has come out and said that the game, quote, not achieved the performance benchmark we targeted, end quote. So keep that in mind going into the PC only release. And yes, I mentioned Kev specifically. I know Kev is really excited for it, and I am eager to try it, get frustrated, and never launch it again.
Yep. Look, Ruin. We're not waiting. Ruin. We're not waiting. We're not waiting for it to be good. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it bad. Even if it's like Redfall, I'm playing it day one. We're gonna learn together.
Kev,
yes.
You should do a hands-on, and you should put it on DC Analyst.
Because
if you let me do that, which I initially thought, it's going to be the same thing as IGN. It's like, bro, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I think I will definitely write that.
Yes,
I will write my thoughts on that.
Or again, you can produce a video that is perfectly acceptable too.
Mm-hmm. Like I will definitely, put down my thoughts.
Yeah.
The good, the bad. I'll probably section it off, but like the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, and just in case you didn't know,
and the buggy.
Look, if you use the headers in WordPress, it makes content links.
I forgot that.
Yeah, I discovered that for the Forza hands-on. I was like, oh shit, let's go, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it during the stream, and then I'm gonna stream it. But I'm also gonna make notes and write things down, because that's when I'm gonna actually be able to sit down and actually play it, and then play it a while afterwards, and I'll draw something up. Yeah.
So that's why I figured I'd give you that little bug, because I was like, because I do it like Forza, and it's like, all right, it's day one, let me play this, and be like, yeah, fuck no.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff that's coming out at the end of the month from Xbox: Frog Detective, The Entire Mystery on October 26th, Mineko's Night Market on October 26th.
Ooh. I'm looking forward to that.
Rhythm Royale on October 31st. And also because, I guess we have to say what games are leaving. Gunfire Reborn, Kill It With Fire, Persona 5 Royale, which means I am removing that from the Major Lounge list, because now I have no interest in playing it again. Signalis and Solasta Crown of the Magister are leaving on October 31st. And what is going on Diogen? Mods will fix it in a week.
Talking about City Skylines.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure Peridot will definitely drop some updates and patches and stuff. But then mods will definitely fix quality of life fixes.
Also, I failed to mention F1 Manager 23 is launching on Game Pass as well. Which I found weird that later on this week, after this was announced, the dev team from F1 Manager 23 is seeing layoffs.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of Dusant, I played that during the Steam Next Fest.
I did too. I should have probably included the video I did of that with this little blurb, but I'm an idiot who didn't think about that until just now.
Yeah.
I mean, I could add it later, but let's face it, nobody's coming back to this page.
The short breakdown of it is, it kind of reminds me of a more intuitive, but it kind of feels like a more intuitive, more hands-on version of the climbing mechanics from the Uncharted games.
Yes, I have not played those, so I wouldn't know.
The Uncharted games?
No, did not play them.
You've never played the Uncharted games?
Sir, have I mentioned that prior to me actually getting some meds to kind of help regulate some things going on in my head, I was a very existential crisis person and was really just like, no, anything mysticism, I don't want anything to deal with. I deal with more extreme forms of that now, where it's like Doom I will not play, but I would give Uncharted a go. To where I think I have it on my wish list on Steam. But because I don't have a PlayStation, it's kind of an impossible thing for me to play that.
Like,
because I think I own the Nathan Drake collection or the Uncharted collection or whatever for the PS4, but I never got around to playing it because backlog is backlog, and it's also when I got into PC. I sold it with the PS4, never having played it.
Damn. Like I played. Yeah, Digest.
Like I said, it's on Steam.
That's 4 and Lost Legacy. So I would recommend it. I recommend if you've not played.
Was it the first 3?
No, no, it's 4 and Lost Legacy. Which I thought maybe I would probably cop that just to play 4 again, but I am not. But not so much. I'm tired of like Uncharted, but it's more like it was that whole been there, done that, and I'm not looking forward to doing it again, even though I know it's going to be running at 60. It's going to look really good in 60 frames and all that beautifulness. But it was just kind of like, yeah, I've been there, done that. It was like Monster Hunter. It was like Monster Hunter. It's like Monster Hunter on the Switch. I was like, yeah, I'm done. After I went to the PC, I was like, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, I played 2, 3, 4, and half of Lost Legacy until I got pissed off at Lost Legacy.
Oh wait, I did play one Uncharted game. I played Golden Abyss on the Vita.
So that you get it.
It wasn't a Naughty Dog. It was the Sony bin version. But
it's still Uncharted though.
It's still Uncharted, and I think that's what it was. It was when I got to the end and like the aliens or some ancient civilization showed up. I was like, yeah, fuck this. It was like, yep, see, this is the thing I didn't want. This is the thing I didn't want.
Yeah.
I at least finished it, and I said, yep, never again.
Yep.
I don't like Nathan, like Uncharted is just like fucking Tomb Raider, where at the end there's some mystic thing that I don't want to deal with.
I'm trying to think about 4. 4 doesn't have mystic things in it.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
4 doesn't have any mystic things in it, so you be okay. Lost Legacy, I can't speak for Lost Legacy because I pretty much quit near the end of that. I think it was 70% done, and a boss fight literally like destroyed me, and I was just like, nah, I can't come back from this. Plus I was already tired of Uncharted at that point because I played 4, didn't take a break, and jumped right into Lost Legacy. I was like, all right, let me see what this Lost Legacy is all about, and then immediately was like, oh, I hate it here.
Yeah, I was on par. Oh, go ahead.
Major, Kevin.
Yes.
Do you have anything? Do you have any other highlights you want to mention before we wrap up the gaming section?
Oh, I'm sorry. Jusant is good. Jusant is good. I'm looking forward. I would have played more of the demo, but the game's coming out on Game Pass, so I was like, I'll just play more of this on the 30th whenever I get a chance. So, that's it.
Yep. All right. So speaking of price hikes, GeForce Now is getting a price hike. This is mainly in Europe though, or Canada and Europe. So if you're in those countries or if you're in those regions, be prepared to pay a little bit more for your little PC streaming service.
Yes.
If you are a founder for life, those prices will not be going up. Also, the UK and the US are spared. So there you go. And for the funny section, just to end this on a light note, somebody somewhere last month bought a Wii U. Brand new, inboxed Wii U. The Wii U has been discontinued. They have not made a Wii U in God knows how long. Nothing works on. You can't buy new games for it. And the last time somebody bought a Wii U was in May of 2022. The last time something weird like this happened was when a new Vita was purchased in November 2021 and 3 were bought. I'm sorry, November 2021. Some mom and pop store had one on the shelf at full MSRP for a decade, which had to have happened because from what I understand, from what I've been reading, Nintendo purchases all of their unsold stock when they discontinue a console. Apparently to keep stores from selling them as clearance items.
Yeah. It's like almost like a soft recall. Like, so they'll either pull them from shelves and then they'll they might sell them as like refurbished or like basically like refurbished or pre-certified, pre-owned consoles through like their own Nintendo store or something like that.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Long says do you, I guess.
Yep.
So where are we at? Let me see the things.
Well, let me tell you about the things you can see. You can see any script that you write, any Twitch that you chat, or chat that you Twitch, I don't know. Or any presentation you want to present on this brand new Elgato teleprompter.
In case you hadn't figured out how to do that with a laptop stand, they have finally just made one for you.
Yep.
Well, to be fair, like I said, I have a teleprompter way over here. Like it does what the TV, like the news teleprompters do, where he sits in the camera, it's got a little see-through mirror thing. You can put the camera in it to where it's like you can look at the thing. Like if chat was here, I can look at chat and interact with chat without like looking off to the side, and people know that I'm not looking at the camera. It's a whole thing. If I want to address chat, but I got to look over here to see chat and then pop my head back up, I can just keep looking up and read chat and respond to chat.
Yep. I could cop, but the way my desk is set up, it would really be hard for me to like set that up.
So I mean, that's because you got like that big desk.
Yeah, I got a big chunky hutch desk.
Yeah, so the Elgato prompter, as it's actually called, does use their multi-mount system. So anything like the things you use to mount your lights and your microphones and whatnot, all that shit that Elgato sells, it still uses that same setup. Yeah, you can mount it above your monitor, like where I have my camera set up now. It also works with their Facecam Pro here, but you can plug in different webcams and stuff like that with their little adapters and whatnot. It comes with its own screen. One of the reasons why I really do not like using the teleprompter I have is because I have to provide a screen. I only have like a handful of devices that I don't actively use like that. And the apps to get teleprompters to work are some of the shittiest apps. Like it's a thing where I would like to write a script and to be able to pull it up in the teleprompter app, but there's no way to sync any of that. There's no decent one where I can write something out on my MacBook and then transfer it over to an iPad.
Yeah.
And then put it in there and then let it work as a teleprompter. But this one, it's powered by your PC, which means you could plug in use the software that comes that you have to download for it to work. That you can sit there type things into that software, or you can copy and paste from a Google Doc to this software on your PC and have that displayed on the screen, or you can use it as a monitor, just as a Windows or Mac external monitor. So that way, if there's something that you want to display and look at, like a Zoom call, a Teams call, Google Hangouts call, you could put that call in that little monitor in the teleprompter. That way, when you're having your meetings, you could always be looking at everybody as opposed to just slightly askew. So yeah, it's something I'm very much interested in. Again, like Elgato was always the Cadillac of. I love how for Black folks, Cadillac is like the pinnacle of vehicles.
Yeah,
the Cadillac of teleprompters.
Mm-hmm.
It cost, what is it? I have it listed here. $279.99.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's up there, but like it does have a screen.
Yeah,
and I think that's the thing that's probably making it cost a bit, because it does have that screen. You do not have to provide a display for it.
No.
And probably in addition to all of those things, it probably integrates with the rest of this stuff, because at this point, depending on how long you've been streaming, if you're into content creation, you probably have at least like 2 or 3 Elgato things at this point.
Yep, it does work with the Stream Deck to increase or decrease brightness, pause or start the scrolling for your teleprompter, and to increase and decrease font size. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's pretty good. Like, it's nice to have something like looking at how this is set up with just like with computers. Again, you see like the iMac here. You've got somebody who's using a laptop and an external display. I didn't include the other guy with streaming. I don't know why, but I guess I didn't. But yeah, like to see how small it is in comparison to other things you could possibly be using. Like, again, here is the Elgato Keylight for reference. Here is the Wave 3 in iPad. This looks like iPad Pro. Like it's not a big device at all.
No.
So yeah, I would like to pair this up with like seeing how she's using it. Well, this doesn't look like a Mac. But I know macOS Sonoma has that little feature to where it will superimpose you with your presentation in the background. I would like to see if that works with any camera, or if I have to use the FaceTime camera on my MacBook Pro, that's gonna suck. But if that depth stuff works with any camera, I would like to use that with the camera on a Mac. To see, like, all right, I'm looking at you. I have the presentation in the background, and it just always looks like I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the presentation. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic, and I love it.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think it does have like the cutout for like full lens cameras, and then
Well, this is I don't know what Apple's situation is with their new feature where you can, like, when you're presenting something in a call, like a presentation, it will put the presentation behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can turn and point and look at it. Is it, yes, here is where our quarter earnings went up, and here is where we have to let go 1,400 people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yep, that's it. That's it. That's all we got. DCA did really good writing these articles. It's amazing. Also, check out, we've got 2 articles from Merge talking about the AMD Threadrippers, where Yesterday, he mentioned that, hey, AMD Threadrippers were coming out, or are going to be coming out soon.
Yes.
And then the next day, AMD Threadripper CPUs were out.
Yes.
Or were announced. Did y'all talk about Live Space? Are you talking about Live.space? Who Alley Cat is working with? You know Alley Cat's in, right? I think.
Yeah, I know Alley Cat. I do.
No, we have. I would like to talk to her about that. I have an idea for a new show, but I have to see how that goes.
Reach out.
Alley Cat is in Noir. No.
Oh yeah, reach out. Reach out.
Yes, I am. I'm also reading chat. I'm sorry. I heard you kept saying it. It was like, I'm processing. And it was like, reach out. I was like, I am.
Well, good.
But yeah, I was also thinking about that new idea for a show where it's me and somebody else. We're just talking about things because I want to talk to somebody about why they think Blue Sky is better than Mastodon. There's no hate. I just really want to know.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious.
It's a guy. It's a friend of mine. So it's like I feel like it'll be a good discussion where nobody is being an asshole to the other. It's not that kind of debate. Mm-hmm. Yep, I've seen that too. Also, I've been thinking about testing a possible new format for Tech Talk Thursdays where, hey, instead of going through a list of articles, maybe we invite somebody from specific spaces and ask them about the technologies that technologies that they're behind. So maybe we can get Alley Cat or somebody from Live Space on the show and they could explain to us why Live Space is the place to be. Because I mean, I still would like to be federated, but I'm on Twitch currently. So yeah, let's see how that's going. Y'all see how that's going.
Yeah.
Ruin. No Ruin. Bad Ruin.
Ruin's kind of right.
Is he though?
A little bit. Like it was like if Facebook had not hit the way Facebook had hit, yeah, I think we would have probably been still seeing like MySpace in some way. And I could definitely say like more people would have been live streaming on a MySpace as opposed to a Facebook or Bookface.
I feel like Sin is holding on to something.
Nope, I'm not. I promise I am not.
It's like this. Like, I know something you don't.
And it's like, no.
No.
All right, yo, what's going on? What's going on with y'all for next week? What y'all got coming up?
Then you want to go first?
Sure. So, birthday parties and quality time with friends this weekend. So I'm going to go and see them and have tea and hopefully put an outfit together that it fits the theme of the party.
Hold on. Confetti. I'm sorry. I only had this. Oh wait, I got 3 of them. Confetti.
So we got that going on. I got a new tabletop book in the mail, so we're going to possibly tear into that on Sunday when I finally have some free time to do some stuff. And I also am going to keep reading through The Creative Act by Rick Rubin.
Yes. Okay. The saga is winding down somewhat, we're basically being like, all right, we're just gonna get everything, together. Everything gonna be we're gonna get the vehicles insured and basically tagged and insured, and then like go through the arduous process of like tracking and finding and
telling people to mind their own business.
That part. And so basically being in full compliance of the city, and then being throwing out big middle fingers to the mayors. I mean, not to the mayor, to the neighbors, and working on some stuff. Also got some stuff in the works for tree removal. I'm praying on that. Y'all pray for, keep us in your prayers when it comes to that. And also making some fighting some demons, but in future. But as far as this week, playing Wonder tomorrow, Tomorrow Bros Wonder tomorrow, Kingdom Work next week, feeding the community, which is always good. And just finally being able to catch up with those demo videos that was supposed to be last week, but never got around to. Shout out to Steam for allowing me to still keep those demos, those Steam Next Fest demos I was trying to make videos for. So I'll probably still do that. And of course, playing Sea Skylines and writing an article about it. Knock on wood. So, yeah.
New at Spirit Halloween, you can get evil midweek cutie costumes or Juice Demon costumes.
Okay.
Copyright law. You gotta love it.
Juice Demon. I'm laughing. Or it could have been I don't know, Spider Water or something like that.
Not Spider Water, please. Kevin, no.
Just Juice Demon, man. But no, that's still not the word. No, it's evil midweek cutie.
Yeah, They gotta.
It made you work for it.
Mm-hmm. I thought about old Moncala being Wednesday, and then I can go as my best Gomez. But I don't have a pinstripe suit, so yeah.
You can get the Juice Demon.
I don't want to be no Juice Demon. I want to be Gomez.
You just wanted a pinstripe suit.
Not that one. No, I want a better one. If I'm gonna be Gomez, I gotta be Gomez right, Mm-hmm.
Kevin out here trying to be Gomez.
I was thinking
trying to have him out here looking like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to be no. I was thinking today because I was watching Addams Family. It had it in the background. I'm usually watching Addams Family, and so I was I was thinking to myself I don't care what size you are, I don't care what size, what shape, what dimensions you are. You put on a Morticia dress, and I'm gonna love you forever. I don't care what size you are. I don't care what height you are. Put it on.
Hold on, wait a minute. Put it on, but then also, work the outfit. We gotta get the glide and everything.
You got to have the swivel walk.
Body.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly, Major. Exactly.
Do not let the dress wear you. Wear the dress. Amen.
Right. I need you to go a smooth 2 centimeters a second. That's all. Barely can walk. Do that. And I need you to cut off the heads of roses. And I need to hit you with the querida.
What I'm actually doing this week,
yes,
I'm getting a tire.
Yay!
Hooray for me. Possible return back to work. Got a potential interview. Luckily, somebody was like, "Hey, I know somebody who is looking for people to work. It's not full time. It's freelance." I was like, "Okay, I'll freelance. That's whatever."
We'll freelance.
I mean, if it makes me enough to where I don't have to Uber anymore, I don't give a shit. If it allows me to sit at home like I want to, I don't care. So yeah, hopefully that'll work. So hopefully that'll work out. Give me some work because yeah, I've noticed that almost every time I talk to a recruiter for a company, you know, they ask for my resume and then they disappear. Like, where'd you go?
But they say people don't want to work though.
Right. Where'd you go? I miss you so.
And here you are like, I won't work, and they be like, yeah. See, that's the thing though. I need to smoke mom.
You bought Red Hat. Oh yeah. So remember, my Plex server is several months behind. So on this week on Plex server, I got to. Red Hat makes decision to do weird things with their code and their packages. And now I kind of feel like, I wonder if this is what, no, it's not attack on Plex. This isn't Plex's fault. This is my fault.
See, Kevin knows where I'm going with this.
I think I understand how employees at FANG companies feel. Where it's like, look, the company wasn't doing bad by me. I enjoy working here. But man, y'all really talking a bunch of mad but also true shit about the company that I work for. This is making me feel awkward. Should I still be here? Should I still be running their code? Not
you having to hear about Apple while you're working at EA.
No, this is like working. This is like hearing about Apple while working at Apple. Like you were visiting Shenzhen and they are talking about Shenzhen employees trying to escape the factory housing. This is unfortunate.
You're just like, ooh, yikes. This is unfortunate.
Did we ever get Lisa down from off that roof? Oh, she's in a field? Okay.
Okay, that's good. Whew. Because I was like, girl, if you don't get that old lady off that roof, what you doing, Tim Apple? Get our auntie off the roof.
He got her off the roof just in time for Mother Nature to show up. It was like, yo, you leave that black woman on that roof again? Oh, she's in a field with solar panels? I mean, it's better than nothing.
But barely.
But barely.
I see you, Tim Apple.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got going on. Some planning for Extra Life Game Day. We finally got approved to be at the facility. So that's good. Trying to schedule a walkthrough now and trying to get people to submit insurance information, all that stuff. It's great. You know, being an adult is great. Like having to adult when trying to play video games. It's great. It's fun.
Adulting is a trap. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's too late.
Scam.
It's too late.
Mm-hmm. Don't embrace full adulthood. Just coast. Do the best you can.
Oh, they're talking about for a general strike tomorrow?
Child, if they don't stop with that damn general strike.
Well, this one's Palestine specific.
Oh, okay.
I mean, still. Like, hopefully it made it to Twitter too, I guess. But it's probably getting buried. But yeah.
I'm gonna say, has Amani not said nothing to y'all? Have you not learned? Have you not listened? You need information. You need systems, infrastructure.
Yeah, unfortunately, enough people aren't working together to allow, because like it can be done.
It can be done.
It's a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot.
But not now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who just don't want to act right, which is unfortunate.
I think I always said a general strike could have happened in 1997. Knocked it out quick. Like just what? Bow. And then you could have said, remember what happened in 97? Thank you. You want to do that again? Mm-hmm. I thought not.
But yeah, not much here. Just getting a tire. Well, I mean, in the immediate future, just getting a tire and having an interview. So
yeah.
Let's hope all this works out. Shout out to I definitely want to give a shout out to my aunt. I know she's not listening to this podcast, but still, shout out to my aunt who actually did put the money forward to get my tire replaced, because it was going to be really, really hard to get that on my own. So definitely thanks to her for sending the money over so I can get the tire replaced. So it's good to do good things for your family, even though yes, they do get on your nerves, but they love you. Well, I mean, at least there are some family members out there who do love you. Not all of them. And for certain people, that is definitely the case. But yeah, there are people out there who do love you. Found family or blood family. Doesn't matter. There are people out there who love you. Always remember that. With that being said, it's time to end the episode. Episode 101 of Tech Talk Thursday. This is what to call a Tech Talk podcast. That's not the name. It's Tech Talk Thursday. It's been like that for 100 episodes. 3 years. Yep. What the fuck am I doing? Ain't changing it now.
Can't stop, won't stop.
There you go. Yeah. For October 19th, 2023. Of course, if you like to listen to 100 other episodes of this show, or 99, because episode 100 was a video game, so that the 100, it's going to be weird skipping from 99 to 101. But yeah, that happened. But yes, if you would like to listen to 99 other episodes of Tech Talk Thursday, please go over to youtube.com/MajorLinux and majors.house/TTT if you like the audio version. Of course, if you are subscribing to a podcatcher of your choice and they give you an option to rate the podcast. I know I normally don't ask for this, and it's mainly because I forget. But apparently algorithms are a thing, and until they go away, please rate the podcast. 5 stars will be amazing. If there's anything less, let us know in the comments. Or, well, actually, no, don't let us know in the comments because I don't know where I will be. But find me on the internet and let me know what we can do to improve. Apparently the custom API for my latest YouTube video is broken. That's unfortunate. But hey, it wouldn't be a Tech Talk Thursdays unless shit was broken.
Bespoke solutions.
There you go.
Yep.
100 episodes in. And never forget, we're all about bespoke solutions here. And with that being said, on behalf of Sinziak, on behalf of Kevin Kev, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream where we couldn't be reading the tech and gaming news yourself, but you said no. We would like a read out version of DCAnalyst.net, which again, you should go to get your tech, gaming, and streaming news. And I said, thank you. It's good to read my own articles in my own voice because I like to read what I write and I like to hear what I say that I wrote. It's fun. And all I've got left to say to you people is I love you and peace.
Wakanda forever.